Hello guys and welcome to my channel. I am Omar Hamid and in this video I will show you how you can create bubble style charts in Microsoft Excel. This type of charts will change the traditional way of visualizing your data and give it an eye-catching effect. So let's jump into Excel to see how we can do that.
Here I am in Excel and I have this table containing the data about 4 countries, the population, the GDP and the area of each country. And I want to make a bubble chart from this data. In order to do that, I have two ways. The first way is using an add-in, so I can go into Insert and from here get add-ins. And I will search for an add-in called Bubbles. This is the add-in that I want, so I will press on Add and continue. So now I have this add-in ready to be used. I'll select the table and here it created a simple bubble chart depending on area of each country relative to the others. And inside the bubbles you can see the other data, which are the GDP and population. So if I make this bigger, also there are the keyboard controls here, so the arrow keys I can use them to push gravity up or down or to the sides so the bubbles can move. There's the I for info, so I can see the information inside for each country. I can also, for example, use the E for effects to remove the small bubbles inside the large bubbles. And this is a fun way to use a simple bubble chart, but it may not be the best professional way to represent your data. It's just a fun way to do it as dynamic bubbles that can move around and you can play with them. And if I press on this arrow here, I will go back and I can select the table again. There's also the settings here in which I can choose different colors. I can choose the title, the size column, the color column. So I can use these settings to play around with the bubble chart that I want. The other way to do the bubble chart is by using the Excel charts. I can go into Insert and from here I have the Charts tab in the Insert. I can choose the Insert Scatter and here I have Bubble. I have the normal bubbles and the 3D bubbles. I will choose the normal bubbles and from here I will right click on the chart area and I will choose Select Data. Okay, and from here I will press Add and series name I want to call it Countries Comparison. Series in the X value I want it to be the population, so I will choose the cells of the population. For the Y values I want the GDP, and for the variable that will control the size of the bubble I want it to be the area, so I will choose the area cells and I will press OK. And as you can see here, those are my bubbles. This is the column showing population, this is the one showing the GDP, and the size of the bubble represents the area of the country. USA, for example, has a huge area compared to UAE. But if you're wondering why I can't see the names of the bubbles, in order to do that, I will press on the bubbles, then I will choose Add Data Labels. Now I can see some labels for the chart, but it's showing me the GDP. I don't want to see the GDP, but I want to see the country name. In order to do that, I have to press on one of these labels, and here in the function I will choose equals USA. So now the label for this is USA. This one is for Japan, so I'll have to do it manually also for Japan. Unfortunately, it has to be done manually. This one for France, and this one is for UAE. And as you can see now, those are the labels for each bubble. I can also play around with the design by going to the chart design. For example, I can choose different designs from here. I can change colors, so this will change the color of each bubble, for example, depending on the theme that I choose. I can also change the color of bubbles individually by going into Format, Shape Fill. I can make it orange, and for Japan I will make it yellow. For France I will make it green, and I will keep it blue for UAE, for example. So like any other type of charts, you can play around with the chart design. I can also automatically change it into the 3D bubble chart by right click here and change chart type. I will choose in the XY scatter the 3D bubble. So as you can see now, my circles are shown as 3D bubbles here. And although the header looks different, it's because now I have to reselect my data again, since it shows different data, as you can see. So now the X data is empty, so I have to choose it again, which is the population. And here you go, now we have the same data for the bubble chart and the 3D bubble chart.
Now we can use the bubble charts to show comparison between sizes in an attractive way. If you found this video helpful, like it and share it with your friends, and hit the subscribe button.